Hello everyone, Chef Kim here. Today I'm going to show you how to make some seafood bisque. So we want to make sure we have a heavy bottomed pot. Very important, especially when you're making a roux, because you need to cook that roux out, and if it's not a heavy bottomed pot, it could seriously burn on you. So anyway, I'm heating my pot up right now. I'm going to lower the heat and add the butter. Going to pull it off. I don't want this butter to brown, so I had it on a little bit too long or too high. Alright, as you can see, I'm not even putting it on the heat right now, and the leeks are cooking. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my heat down all the way, and I'm going to add my flour. Now, a roux is equal parts butter and flour. So you want to follow my instructions exactly. Now on these videos, if you've watched several of them, then you know that I don't put the exact amounts on the videos. Below the video in the description is the recipe, and that has all the exact amounts. Now I know how to tell by looking at it, and I'm going to teach you that too. Actually, when you don't see any visible fat, and I can see a little bit, but you also want it to look like wet sand. If you don't add enough flour, then you're going to have a greasy looking soup. When you get to that point, then you lower the heat, and on you people, or on the stoves that are electric, you almost have to pull it off and just have half of it on. And even on some gas stoves too, you might have to do that. It's giving it enough heat to cook, but it will not burn. So we want to leave that alone. It's a small amount, so we can just leave it for about 5 minutes. Occasionally peek over at it just to make sure you do have the temperature right. Now the reason we cook out the roux is to get rid of that floury flavor. These are all very important tips. Anybody can whip up a soup and have a soup come out, but would you like your soup to be something that people rave about? Well, these are little tips I'm giving you that will make your soup stand out from all the others. And trust me, it'll surpass anything that's sold on the market. It'll be as good as any restaurants. So I not only show you the recipe, but I like to explain why I do things. Okay, I'm back. My roux has fully cooked. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the sherry. And you need a whisk. And then the seafood base, or the seafood broth. We want to add about half of the amount. This is how you avoid getting what they call roux balls or lumps. Look at it. It looks not anything like a soup, right? It's really thick. Almost looks like it could be the roux. And that's the proper way to do it. Now we can safely add the remaining broth. If you added all the broth at once, a good chance you could end up having lumpy soup. I'm going to add some of this seafood seasoning, and it is optional, but I would recommend it. The paprika helps it to have a nice orange color. Cayenne pepper I prefer over white pepper, but be careful. We don't want it to be hot. We just want it to have a little bit of background heat, I guess you could say. I'm going to add a little bit of cream. And then I'm going to add some of my seafood. That's where you're going to get the flavor. And now what we're going to do is let this simmer. You can give it a taste, see how it is. And you might need to add a little bit of salt. It depends on the seafood base. I've simmered the soup and it's all done. Look at that gorgeous color. Anyway, you saw how easy this soup is. It's a real delicacy, very rich, and you can add lobster, scallops, shrimp and crab. Add them all if you want. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy cooking.